If you don't want to hear the voice, then you can mute it. Jin, Chimmy soft, Jin said, making his way towards Jimin, who was about to sit in the car. He picked him up. Jin, Mochi baby Hyunji is really sorry, but it was because Jungkook. Tae, you guys only care and love Jungkook, Taehyung said in a loud voice as he sat inside the car. Before Jin could say anything to Taehyung, Jimin also got off from Jin's arms and went inside the car and sat beside Taehyung. Jin sighed deeply as he turned towards Namjoon and Hoseok. Jin, come. Let's go, boys. They both nodded and sat inside the car. In the car, Jin tried many times to talk with Jimin and Taehyung, but they kept ignoring him, and if he tried to tell them about Jungkook's condition, they would cut off in the middle and say that you only love Jungkook and only because of him you didn't came at the competition. In home, as soon as Jimin and Taehyung entered the living room, they saw that Yoonji was playing with Jungkook. They were already upset about Yoonji and Jin not coming to the competition because of Jungkook, and seeing this only added more to their annoyance and anger. Wig, hello babies. How was your competition? They both didn't reply to Yoonji, and they were about to leave the room when Taehyung saw that Jungkook was playing with his teddy bear. He immediately went towards him and snatched it from him. Tae, don't touch my stuff. Shout. Due to the loud voice, Jungkook started crying loudly. He was already no feeling well, and Taehyung's behavior made him more upset. Jin, Taehyung, this is not how you should behave with your little brother, Jin said, taking back the teddy bear from Taehyung and giving it to Jungkook, who threw it down. Yoonji stood up with Jungkook and took him to the garden to distract him from crying. Taehyung's eyes were filled with tears as Jin shouted on him. Tae, SC, now you are shouting on me. Because of him cracked voice, Jin's anger immediately cooled down when he heard Taehyung's voice. Jin, bear, I'm so cut it off, Jin said, trying to hug Taehyung, but Taehyung cutted him off in between as he backed up from Jin. Tae, don't hug me. I hate you, Taehyung said while crying as he ran upstairs, followed by Jimin and worried Namjoon and Hoseok. As Jin was left all alone in the living room, his heart sank as Taehyung's words echoed in his mind. His eyes were filled with tears. Soon a few drops of tears left his eyes, but he immediately wiped down as he heard Yoongi's footsteps. Soon Yoonji entered the room with Jungkook. Jin, I go my baby, Jin said, taking Jungkook from Yoongi's arms and holding him protectively in his arms. Jin, did you fed him his milk? Yoonji nodded his head. Jin gave him a little nod. GK. Dwinch, he said, reaching out to the fallen bear on the floor. Yoonji smiled as picked up the bear and handled it to Jungkook, who immediately put his ear in his mouth. Jin, baby, don't do that, he said, gently taking out the ear from his mouth. Jungkook gave them an innocent giggle as he hid his face in Jin's chest. Jin and Yoonji both chuckled at his cuteness, and then soon Yoonji took Jungkook in his room. Meanwhile, Jin went to the kitchen and with his all love, he baked an apology cake for Jimin and Taehyung. After 1 hour, when the cake was done, he made his way towards their room. In Vmin's room, Taehyung and Jimin were playing with their toys along with Namjoon and Hoseok. Suddenly Jin entered the room with a chocolate and strawberry cake in his hands. He gently placed the cake on the table as he made his way towards Jimin and Taehyung. Before Jimin and Taehyung couldn't leave, Jin held their hands tightly as his eyes shined with unshed tears. Jin, please sit down, cracked voice. Jimin's and Taehyung's anger immediately cooled as they saw Jin's teary eyes. They immediately hugged him tightly. No matter how angry they are with him, after all, he is their elder brother and they can't see their elder brother crying. Jin hugged them back as he started crying. Hoseok wiped Jin's tears with his fingers. Hoseok, Hyung, don't cry.